Pitching a tent, learning bushcraft, paddling a canoe down a shady river. When you join Scouts, it opens up a new world of adventure and excitement, way more fun than anything on a screen. Scouts are looking for new members right now, and it's a great chance to try new things, travel to exciting places and make lifelong friends. Scouts need adult volunteers too, so it's a great chance for you to join and spend time with your family. Google Scouts Queensland today. The adventure awaits.
The following podcast is made by youth from Kennedy Region Scouts. Hello and welcome to the Scouts Compass podcast held by Kennedy Region Scouts. Sitting across from me, I have Addison from Kerwin Scouts and I have Sam from Lome Island. Now, Jamboree is the largest youth event in all of Australia, held every 3 years, attended by roughly 10,000 people. And all three of us went as participants this year. Now, Addison, you didn't stay with Lome Island. You went with Kerwin Scouts. You guys were in a different area to us. How did Jamboree happen for you? What was it like?
Well, I wasn't just with the Kerwin Scouts, so I got to meet other people from Maryborough. I had two boys in my patrol from Maryborough. Not Maryborough. Some other place, I can't completely, Bundaberg. And they were really nice and fun. And other people there, they were very inviting, and they were really helpful because they set up the campsite because they got there earlier than us. So it was really good because they helped set up, and they were really amazing people, and they were really fun to be around, and I met some friends.
How about you, Sam?
We actually had to set up. I wish we got there at separate times for the Cairns people and they got there earlier. But no, the Cairns people got there at the same time as us, so we all set up together. And it was really fun because two of the boys that were staying with us, we met them at LEAP as well, so it's really exciting to see them again, but not all the kids that we met from LEAP were there. So yeah, that was a little reunion. Then we had to set up. Then I left to go and practice. And yeah, it was nice to meet other people from Cairns. And I'm still friends with them. I'm hoping to meet up with them if I go to Cairns again. So yeah, that's fun.
Cool. All right, well, we will move on to the journey to AJ. So, Addison, can you tell me what was it like preparing for AJ?
Well, my mum especially, she did barbecues practically every weekend. My dad did do quite a few, but he was helping us prepare in other ways. So they were doing barbecues while me and my brother were making sure we had everything we needed. By mid-December, we started properly packing, making sure that we had all our clothes, all of our bags, and everything we needed. And we just practically overchecked it until we had to go. And we just made sure that we had everything, which was pretty good. And my parents were extremely helpful when it came to that.
Cool. Sam, not only did you have to pack for Jamboree, but you also had to burden your parents with the rehearsals for all of your performance stuff. How was that?
Definitely every time we hear one of those songs again, we want to go and ask the person that's playing it to turn it off because that song is still, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and that's just playing in my head. They're like, oh no, I haven't practiced today. And I'm like, oh wait, no, Jamboree's over. But yeah, that was fun and exciting because when I practiced, I was like, oh my God, there's 4 days till Jamboree. Oh wait, there's so little time till Jamboree. And it was stressful because I'm like, oh, what if I get this part wrong? But at the same time, it was also really exciting because I'm about to perform in front of 10,000 people. So
when you were preparing for Jamboree, what kind of things did you have to do? What was going through your mind when that was all happening?
Well, my family, we helped at the World Triathlon, so that was really fun. Then we also did a bunch of barbecues. We did the Mundingburra markets. Yeah, we did a lot of different fundraising events. And then Christmas, pretty much all of my presents were for Jamboree. So then I packed all of those into a bag, made sure I had everything, and got ready to go.
Cool. Did you do much fundraising for
Yeah,
Jamboree?
we did a lot. Like, we did every barbecue we could, and we ended up raising pretty much all of the money, so that was really good. And Mum and Dad said if I do that well, I can go to the Poland Jamboree, so we're hoping I can get there as well.
Now, Cohen and Lome Island both travelled to Jamboree together, same bus, same plane. Do you remember what time we ended up at the airport on a Saturday morning?
6 a.m. maybe? Early?
It was definitely early for a Saturday, that's for sure. So can you just tell me a little bit about the journey to Jamboree? So when we got to the airport and we got on the plane, we landed in Brisbane and then got on a bus to Jamboree. Can you just tell me a bit about that journey?
Morning of, we woke up bright and early to do a final check, get like stuff that I would obviously need like before bed, so like my hairbrush, my toothbrush, toothpaste and stuff. And that went in my day bag because I didn't really want to unpack and repack my other bag. So that just went in my day bag. And then we went and picked up one of our scout leaders so they didn't have to pay to have their car waiting at the airport. So then we went, picked up them, then we got to the airport and I was texting some of my other friends that are going to Jamboree and we're like, oh my God, it's the day of, So that was really exciting. And then we got there and we're like, oh my God, we're all here together again, because the two that I was texting are like not from Townsville. So yeah, we were really excited. And then we got on the plane and we were like, we were really excited. And then we took off and I was sitting with the venturers, and the funniest thing that happened on the plane was one of the boys I was sitting next to asked for milk and the person gave them napkins instead of milk. And then we got off the plane and we were on the bus for 4 hours. So that was fun.
What about you, Addison?
Me and like most of my friends were from Kerwin, so we were like texting the whole time until like we were on the plane. We kept trying to like get as close as we could, but so me and my two friends, we were like sitting. Luckily, we ended up like our brothers traded seats, so I was with them, which was pretty good. So like it was really fun because we all like knew each other. We all felt like safe, and like I reckon being near each other made each other feel more comfortable on the plane. So that was pretty good, and it was such a fun experience, and like everything was, even the traveling and everything was just so fun, and like we all played games on the bus, and like it was so fun.
I want to hear from both of you on this one. What were your first impressions when the bus got to the Jamboree site?
It was very big and different, but it was also, it all looked so fun. And like as we pulled in, everybody just started filming and yelling like you were finally here. And it was like such a fun experience genuinely getting there, because all like the man that like introduced us to like the campsite was so like humble and nice.
Yeah, so pretty much the same because we were on the same bus. But yeah, when the man got on, he was so energetic. Even though we were so hot outside, he had so much energy. And obviously he's done that for every bus that's pulled up that day. I don't know how he had so much energy. But even still now on my For You page, I'm seeing people recording like, oh my God, we're here. And I think that's so cool that I've seen that many videos. And obviously that we all felt the same way, that when we pulled up, like it's actually happening. It's actually real. It's not all a dream. It's actually happening. So that's really cool.
So the first day we got there, we set up. Do you have any experiences from setting up and everything that you wanted to share, considering Queensland were the first contingent on site? No one else arrived until the next day. Do you have anything you wanted to share about that being there before everyone else?
I feel like it was really cool because in the morning we saw everyone arriving and packing up, and they had to like do it while they're half asleep, and we're like, we got to do it while we were still awake. But it was really cool, like setting up, and because we got told that we would be so close together to everyone, but then when we got there, everything was spread out, and like the Maryborough showgrounds were really big, like they were massive. And I was really surprised that we could fit like 10,000 people there in these massive tents and still have a concert stage. So like setting up and just looking over, because where our campsite was, we could see like the like main arena and stuff. And we could hear the performances and stuff. And that was really cool.
About you, Edison?
I first got there because I didn't think that like there was going to be that many people in the area that I was. So when we first got there, I noticed that my area, like there was only a few other people already set up and stuff. So then the next day when like all these different people started coming, and like ropes were up to set like boundaries, and like all these huge tents, and like all these different people walking along paths, and like all these people, you don't actually notice how many there are until they're all there.
Let's move on to the activities. What were your favourite activities from Jamboree?
The mud challenge was really fun. I got covered head to toe, and I had mud still like in my ears and up my nose for days. And it was, when you think about it, it's kind of disgusting because there's been 10,000 people in it. But when you're there in the moment, it's so cool because it's not something you're going to do at every camp. And I actually don't think I've done it at a scout camp before. Like there's some activities where you're like, oh yeah, I've done this. But then there's some activities where like, wow, this is something I don't do at scout camps. Like this is really cool. So yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, same as Samantha. I really enjoyed the mud run because it's something so different, and like sometimes something you don't get to do every day. But I also enjoyed the trip to Maryborough because you got to walk around a different town, and you didn't have like leaders watching your every move, and you could like go on your own schedule instead of.
Can you tell me about broad overview of what activities there were to do? Even if you didn't do them, are there any activities that you wish you did? Any activities that you wish you would have done a little bit differently? Anything like that?
So I'm pretty sure I did all of the activities except for a few, but they were like little ones that you could just find around. All of the activities were super fun. I was really happy that I ended up doing the zip line because the line was so long. But it was fun when you like do it, and it's fun to just be there. All of the activities were amazing, and yeah, they were very fun.
We missed out on a few because of the rain. So we missed out on, I think it was pioneering, some of your action, I think it was.
What was your action?
I don't even know if it was the right one, but instead of doing like mountain biking and stuff, we did laser tag, archery tag, and a different pioneering, because everything was wet and boggy and we couldn't do some of it. We also missed out on ziplining because the lightning started. But I really wish we got to do ASCII racing. I think my patrol leader got in late to sign up, or he didn't choose to. But when my group saw it, we were all like, we should have done that. So yeah, there's definitely some activities that we definitely were so sad that, because when we read them, we were like, oh, that's going to be really boring or something. But then when we saw them actually being done by other people, we were like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Like we, because some of the stuff we chose were kind of like, let's do this because we've done it before. But we really should have done
chosen activities that you hadn't done before. Yeah. What was it like getting to and from activities at Jamboree, especially like after all the rain and stuff? Because there was activities up and over the hill and quite a walk away. What was it like getting to and from activities?
The activities in like Tuan and Fraser Coast, we were walking to the mud challenge and we were all like, wow, okay, we don't even get a warning when we start the mud challenge because it was that muddy. It was like just like I was wearing white shoes because my black shoes were like completely wet and I needed white shoes for the performance crew. They are now brown, even how many times I've washed them. So I feel like I should have brought another pair. But yeah, it was really muddy. But our like group leader made us leave early for every single thing, so we got there early and we didn't have to wait in lines. So thank you for making us do that because we had so many people complaining about the lines, but we never had a problem with it. I like heard groups from our group complaining about the lines because they didn't listen to our leader. So thank you for making us go early. Thank you so much.
Like all of, like the activities, once the rain started, luckily I didn't have to go down like muddy areas. I just had to walk across roads. Occasionally I did have to go through mud, especially when it came to going like for showers. So you'd go down, there's this huge path and it was all muddy. So when you came back from the shower, your legs would be muddy again. So luckily me and like my friends got taught, like we got shown this path which is like covered in grass. So you wouldn't get as muddy, you'd still get a bit muddy but not as muddy. But like if you walked anywhere with dirt, it's very likely you'd get mud on all over your shoes and potentially on your clothes.
You want to tell me about the entertainment each night, especially Sam, the opening ceremony. What was that like for you?
The opening ceremony, it was so cool. Like, obviously we saw the first performance, like the fire, and we got on stage and I could hear my friends going, "Go Sam, woo!" And half of me was like, just shush, I'm already like nervous about this. But the other half was like, that's so cool that I can hear them over 10,000 people. They must be really loud. And then we were performing and then we got off stage and we had to go and get changed. And then we got back on stage, did our dance, and then we got off and we went and watched the next performances. And that was like so cool because like the fireworks. And we were not expecting that. We knew they were going to be big concerts, but we didn't know they were going to be that big. And like we went pretty much every night. There were some nights that we didn't. But yeah, that was so cool.
The opening ceremony was extremely like interesting and it was like very new and like so cool because you got to get there and you're extremely excited because of all the cool things that you knew was going to happen. And like with the other activities, you knew that nothing was going to beat the opening and closing ceremony, but they were still so amazing, especially Amy Shark.
What do you remember the list of entertainments each night? So what was actually on each night? So we had the opening ceremony, then we had, what do we have after that? We had comedy.
Yeah, we had the comedy night and then the country night and then our guest. And then I don't remember after that.
I think after like the guest one, I think it was the DJ and the foam party. But it turns out there wasn't any foam. But like it was still extremely fun and loud.
Cool. Do you remember who the performers were at all?
For the comedy night, we had Mel Buddle, David Hughes, and I can't remember the last one.
Terry Hansen.
Yeah. And then for the country, it was like the Smashing Pumpkins or something. Mm-hmm. And then the DJ, I remember she was on The Amazing Race, but I keep forgetting her name.
Havana Brown.
Yeah, I know she was on The Amazing Race. And then I don't really remember the other ones.
Do you remember?
There was Amy Shark and, I think it was Natalie Rose.
Mm-hmm. Natasha Rose did the closing ceremony, yep. We had Shepherd as well. That was great.
Mitch Tambo.
Yep, Mitch Tambo did the opening ceremony. I think that was it. And then we had the international trivia. And they unfortunately had to cancel the rock night because because it was too wet and it was storming. Yeah. And the talent show.
Oh, yeah, the talent show. That was cool. Because it was the first time I got to watch other scouts perform, because the other times, obviously, I was on stage. So, yeah, that was really cool. And seeing that they had enough, like, courage to go by themselves and go and do that, that was really cool.
It was really interesting to see all these different people's talents and, like, for them to be able to show it, like, comfortably. Or, like, even, I don't even know if they were all comfortable, but they seemed to be amazing and, like, so brave to go up on stage in front of all those people.
But I do really wish there was, like, more international people doing the talent show, because I didn't go to the international night, which I'm really upset about now, because I just saw trivia and I'm like, oh, okay. But then people came back and they're like, oh my God, everyone did like a performance. It's like, oh, okay, so it wasn't what I thought. And I'm kind of wishing now that I went, even though I thought I wouldn't like it, because that still would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, I do agree. The international night was really fun. I got to see our friends that we made from the UK perform a Bob the Builder song, which we came back and were still performing for everyone. Addison, did you go to the international night?
I don't actually think I did, because we watched it from afar for a while, but then we just ended up walking around and just meeting new people. Like, we watched some of it, but we didn't end up watching the full thing.
You want to tell me about the sense of community that we had at Jamboree? You know, did you meet anyone from overseas? Did you make any friends from other states? That kind of stuff.
Well, one night, me and I think it was, I don't remember who it was, but we were standing at the toilets waiting for a shower, and there was these two girls from Tasmania, and we started talking to them. We didn't see them ever again, but we were talking to them, and they were really nice. And we also met a group of girls from New South Wales that had the exact same schedule as us. So we saw them pretty much every day, and they were really nice. And then the venturers met some people from England, and one of the girls dragged me and some of the other people from my group over, so we also met them. But there was a Korean group next to us, and I'm really sad I didn't go over and talk to them, because that would have been really cool. But yeah.
Me and one of my friends, we became really close friends with these three boys from WA. We saw them like so often, so we just decided like, oh, let's go talk to them, because we saw them so often. So we just hang out with them after our activities. We did make friends with quite a few other people, and we just like say hi to them. And it was pretty good, because the sense of community there was amazing, because everyone was so nice.
We'll move on to how did Jamboree shape your views on Scouts?
Jamboree definitely made me want to go to World Jamboree, like New Zealand Jamboree, and like other jamborees that I can go to. And definitely like help when I'm like in events, or if I become a scout leader, go to those, because I feel like it'd be cool to watch from a different perspective, because obviously the people that like we were all participants, but I feel like it'd be cool to like not host, but like help with one of the activities, and like do the demonstration, and like you would meet people from other countries and stuff every single day, and that would be so cool.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. Like, you got to meet new people, but I also enjoyed, like, because since you just knew everybody, like, enjoyed Scouts, like, everybody went because they enjoyed Scouts so much, so you had so much in common with all these other people.
You want to share any memorable moments from Jamboree? Any funny things that happened? Anyone funny that you met?
I think something really funny was that one of the girls persuaded our scout leader to dye his hair bright orange, and it was so funny.
We also had a hair change, except our leader's hair did not come back with him. So we decided to shave our leader's hair, because as you do at a jamboree, and we were all watching, and it was so fun. And then also, like, on the plane, when we were asking for milk and we got napkins instead, which that was hilarious. And we were just, yeah. And just, because I was sitting, like, where all the vents were sitting and just hearing their conversations, and they were all, like, not weird, but, like, not normal. So, yeah, hearing their conversations was interesting, because I was expecting to be really, really bored because I wasn't sitting with any of my friends. But I was just sitting there, and it was, like, perfect entertainment. I was really enjoying that.
Do you have a favourite activity that you did? One activity that you would do every single day if you had the option to?
I didn't do it, but I would really want to do the esky racing. But I also really do wish that I, like, talked to other people more. Like, every day, getting to meet people from other places, that would be really cool. But esky racing, I'm really sad I didn't do that, but that seemed like a really fun activity. It's something I would want to do, like driving to school in an esky.
Yeah, the esky racing, I'd say, was like one of the most enjoyable activities because you got to race all these different people, and one person in common, like, they were very, they ran into the fence twice, which was very funny because their tyre kept getting stuck in the fence because it was like a wire-ish, like there was a kind of a wired fence. So they ran into that twice, but in general, it was such a fun thing because you got to race all these other people. And like the sense of, like, everybody, it wasn't meant to be a race, but everyone was competing. Everybody knew it was a race. So like it was very fun. So I reckon that'd be something that I'd do every day.
We are going to move on to our rapid fire Q&A. So again, we have 30 seconds to come up with a question. You got 30 seconds to answer. You can ask the question to anyone in the room. And Addison, I'll get you to go first.
Samantha, who was your favourite person that you met?
I feel like most of the people from Cairns that I met and I hadn't met before, they were all really nice. Sophie was probably my closest friend that I made at Jamboree because we were in the same tent, and we like did everything together. And yeah, she was really nice. And yeah, if I go to Cairns, I'm definitely going to try and meet up with her, and like Leap and like other camps, I'll definitely meet up with her.
Cool. Sam, your turn. 30 seconds to come up with a question. Pick anyone you want.
Mitchell, what was it like being a venturer that like didn't get to do their last Jamboree but got to come and do our Jamboree instead?
It was different, that's for sure. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I feel like we ended up doing a lot more in terms of helping to run our Jamboree unit, helping our leaders make their lives a little bit easier. But being able to participate in the activities rather than having to try and run them was definitely one of my favourite things. And again, also meeting a bunch of new people and meeting people from overseas and that kind of stuff was also really fun. Addison, if you got asked to come up with an activity for the next Jamboree in 2028, what activity would you pick?
I think I'd go like high ropes, so you could do all these different obstacles up high in like trees because that seems so fun. And I've done it before, like as an actual, like at Cairns, and it was so fun and like enjoyable. So I reckon that'd be a really good activity.
I'd just like to say thank you to, well, not only just you, Sam and Addison, but everyone who came on Jamboree, all 10,000 of the Jamboree participants. It really made the difference between going to just a normal camp and going on a Jamboree, really. Are either of you considering going to World Scout Jamboree?
Yeah, I think me and my brother really want to go because he at first didn't want to go and I really did. And then I ended up changing his mind because I was so excited.
If you could say one thing to someone who's considering joining Scouts, what would you say to them?
I'd say that you should definitely do it because it gives you so many more adventures and it helps you so much to build confidence.
Cool. Well, thank you both for coming today and having a chat to us. Thank you for coming. It was really, really great hearing your stories, especially 1 month after it all finished. But we're glad they're still really, really high up in your minds and you're all still excited about it. So thanks for coming.
Pitching a tent, learning bushcraft, paddling a canoe down a shady river. When you join Scouts, it opens up a new world of adventure and excitement, way more fun than anything on a screen. Scouts are looking for new members right now, and it's a great chance to try new things, travel to exciting places, and make lifelong friends. Scouts need adult volunteers too, so it's a great chance for you to join and spend time with your family. Google Scouts Queensland today. The adventure awaits.